So I'm going to talk about a few things on Space Marine 2. Some of the things I might mention, a lot of people are talking about as we speak, and some of the other things are some of my opinions. After that, I'm going to go ahead and just let the gameplay play out for you, because not only is it pretty decent gameplay, we were only playing on normal mode, and we were fighting for our lives. So it's some pretty decent gameplay, and it also demonstrates a lot of the points that I'm going to talk about in this video. Some of the things we'll be talking about will be related to some of the gameplay variety, the classes in the game, how intense the gameplay can be. We're also going to talk about some controversial things like the PvE and PvP maps and how many we have to play. And we're also going to talk about some of the future DLC that they should or could add. Let's go ahead and start with the replayability. The gameplay loop in this game is so good. I don't have any words for it. The fact that I have spent all of my time so far just playing Assault class in PvE and PvP, and I feel like I'm not even done yet. I have so much more that I could put into Assault class, and I haven't even dipped my toes into any of the other classes. The replayability in this game is insane. Now, that's also going to tie into the map variety and how many maps we have. In PvE, there are only 6 maps, and in PvP, there's only 3 maps. I am someone that believes in quality over quantity, but sometimes it can hurt a game if there's not a lot to kind of choose from, if there's not a lot of options. However, I'm not too worried about this because they have already released their Year 1 roadmap. Their Year 1 roadmap not only has PvE maps included, PvP maps included, more PvP game modes, and a Horde mode coming. So as long as they keep their promise, and as long as they drip feed a solid amount of DLC, a solid amount of maps, a solid amount of game modes to keep the game fresh, I don't think there should be any problems. Especially if every now and then, every year, maybe they add a new class, this game will thrive for years. Now that's me tying in one of the bad points mixed in with one of the great points. You know, there's not a lot of maps. Yeah, it kind of stinks. But at the same time, the replayability in this game defeats that. I could play this game over and over and over just as one class, and then it feels like I'm starting all over again in a good way because I'm getting a new gameplay style when I swap classes. Like going from Assault to Heavy is going to be insanely different, and then you'll go from Heavy to Bulwark. And then you'll go from that to Sniper, and it's always going to feel different. Speaking of the Assault class, this is the one that I have been playing the most, and I am going to cry about it a little bit. It's pretty good in PvP. I don't think it should be buffed or nerfed. I think it's pretty balanced right now, because if I go against a Sniper or a Heavy, or anyone with a primary weapon, and they see me, especially if they see me as I jump into the air, I'm dead. Because all they have to do is shoot me. Even if they don't kill me while I'm in the air, when I land back down on them, they only have to hit me a few times or shoot me with a few bullets. Because I leave myself vulnerable in the air. So for all the people that are complaining about it, you just have to look up and you have to listen to sound cues. At the end of the day, it is a shooter game. This shooter game shouldn't hold your hand throughout PvP. I'm not saying it needs to be competitive, because I do agree if we make things way too competitive, it can kind of kill it for casual gamers, but at the same time, it is a shooter game. Now when we go to PvE, the Assault class is kind of underwhelming. I thought the Assault class would get better with the perks as time goes on, but as I started to read the perks more and more, I realized that the perks are a plus, but that's all they are. They're a plus. It doesn't really feel like I'm adding any new abilities or anything insane to my build. While the build is, again, underwhelming in comparison to how the Assault class worked in campaign and in PvP. Not only do you get less jumps, going from 3 to 2, they also charge even slower, and you only go about a quarter of the height that you do in PvP. When I'm trying to slam into some enemies and I only go up about 8 feet and I can't go very far with that, and I only have 2 jump pack boosts, and I use the other one just to hover so I can get a little bit closer to the enemy before I dive in, and then I end up getting shot down, it's kind of annoying. When in preference, I would rather have the PvP jump pack where I jump straight into the air and dive right down into the enemy even if they're a bit further out. I understand if the devs think that's a little too much for PvE, if they think that that'll make it unfair, but personally, I think filling that power fantasy for the Space Marines is really important for this game, and then when you want it to be harder in the harder difficulties, just add debuffs. Add debuffs to the harder difficulties while still being able to give you that power fantasy, especially in easier game types. I don't know, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong about that. I could be going against the way the devs think, because I know that the devs have a codex themselves, which I agree with, and I give them props that you should have some tight rules in a universe like this. So I give them props for that. And sorry, there's actually one more thing that I need to add. The Thunderhammer on the Assault class, it needs to do a little more in PvE. I think it's great all around, but when I'm swinging that heavy-ass hammer and these little-ass bird dudes on the Chaos side can just put their tiny-ass shield up, and my Thunderhammer doesn't do anything to that shield, that I need to sit there and charge that shit up to do anything, that when I swing this giant-ass Thunderhammer, it just bounces off their shield. I think that shit's a little crazy. I don't have any crazy primary weapon. I just have a hammer and a pistol. Well, a bolt pistol. But still, I just think it's a little crazy. I think that the assault class needs just a little bit of a buff in PvE, not PvP. But yeah, let me know what you think on that. Now, again, going back to the gameplay style is so intense, I am in love with it. And I'm tying this into the last thing I said because although I do want to fill that power role even more, just that power fantasy role, the gameplay right now is so intense that it keeps the game going non-stop. Although you could be in a PvE mission for 20-25 minutes, it does go by fairly fast because you're constantly fighting for your f***ing life. You are constantly fighting for your life, and I love it. I do. I really do love it. And this gameplay that I'm showing right now is actually only in a normal mode. Granted, I'm not that good. Yes, I'll admit. You know, we're kind of struggling because I kind of suck. But I will also say the assault class does kind of suck in PvE right now. But I do think it keeps it fresh because as I go to those harder difficulties and I start to rank up and I get more perks and I upgrade my weapons, it makes it more rewarding to go to the next difficulty and to feel like I'm doing better and you can feel that progression. So I don't want the game to get easier. I just want to fill that power fantasy role while still making the game challenging. And I know that's very hard to do. And again, I still give props to the devs for what they're doing right now. Now everyone's talking about we need more healing classes. So the bulwark with the flag on the ground, I forgot the name of that ability, but that's the closest thing we have to like a healing ability, to some like support role, which it's a great class. I've only tried it once. I haven't actually tried it, but that's one of the next classes I will be committing to. But a lot of people are saying they should do an Apothecary class or a Chaplain class, and I completely agree. We can add more classes, and I think that will keep the game fresh. If every year we get a new class, especially if the next one is a support role, it might actually make PvE a little more fun without having to buff any of the other classes because you just gave us a support class to buff ourselves. I think it's a great idea. I know they're probably already working on it, and again, the devs, they're great. They really deserve props for this game. If they don't win Game of the Year, they definitely deserve to at least be on the list. Overall, I highly recommend this game. I don't know why anyone would not want to play this if they like horde style game modes or if they like really high intense melee and shooting combat games, because this has it all. It really does. So I won't keep on talking because I don't want to talk throughout this whole video. I want some of the gameplay to go without commentary because this gameplay was pretty interesting. Again, I'm just playing on normal mode and you can see we're struggling pretty hard. Again, I'm not saying this is the game's fault. I'm definitely pretty amateur, but the assault class is definitely a little underpowered. But again, the gameplay, I think it's pretty good. It's okay to watch people struggle because I think that's fun. You know, I don't want to always go into a match or something and just absolutely demolish, because then where's the fun in that? You kind of want a challenge. You want the feeling of getting better. So again, yeah, let me know what you think of this gameplay.
Faithful bones lie in perpetual grace, the slumber promised to all. Browsing catafalque. Candidate found. Exhumation and relocation may commence, Minister.
By the machine god's will, let it be done. This tomb's rest ends. Consecration seals unwound.
Smoking magazine! My weapon holds only faithless! Those interred here slumber in virtue. They shall honor. Commencing reload. I will not order here. Advance. Reloading. A demon entered the wall.
That Helldrake has us in its sights.
The foul beast goads us. By the primer, the demon engine shall be dispatched. Suffer your foray so lost. Is this the glory Magnus promised you? Replenishing firepower! Flesh is a gifts from the forge. I am the righteous storm descendant. Equipment highlight. Stim shot injected. Wounds of the Imperial.
Let us get on with the mission. Does anything dampen that spirit of yours?
Never, brother. And I have killed anything that has thought to try. Take flight and let terror flesh is a... Deploying shrapnel grenade. The Emperor's will is done. Clear a path while fallen from
Death embraces.
steam injection and
Push it away.
scars in the making. Battle line at the Starty's down. We shall sing of his Let steel ring! I scatter your foul sins to the winds of time. My war gear is satisfied. Swapping magazine!
It comes around for another pass.
Improvise shelter. Get behind those rock piles.
Flames take me, brothers!
It comes around for another pass.
The Helldrake is going to spew its vile flames! Avoid its infernal flames! The Helldrake readies an infernal blast! The beast is scorching! What a bastard! Take cover! It moves to sear us! Relish this brief respite, brothers.
Studio line cloak ready. Rearming.
Fresh supplies!
Draconic beast swoops at us.
Debris from the compound will shield us. Commencing reload. Reloading magazine. The draconic beast swoops at us. Do not be consumed.
The Helldrake lines us up for a shot.
Pyrogenic bombardment incoming. Grenades, anyone? Balefire incoming!
Warp flame incoming.
Full specs ready to scan.
Take cover.
The Helldrake is going to spew its vile flames!
location of their foul beacon.
This center is profaned by dark energies. Please perform cleansing rites.
I think the machine spirit has a plan.
Saint Lankai's chosen relics radiate a pristine aura.
The pane of glass is aglow with a sigil.
Praise be to the Honor Sire. Interact with corresponding sigil to perform cleanse.
It worked! The barrier fades!
Cleansing rites successful. These will be immortalized in the archives.
Understood. Brothers, it is time to slay a Helldrake. I found some stims. War gear acquired.
Do as the machine spirit instructed. Engage the foul shrine.
That Helldrake's skin is as durable as Wraithbone. But with Saint Lankai's grace, we will flay its cursed hide. Lay her by
No
there.
warp-maligned morass of cursed steel and profane flesh shall survive this day.
This is a fine day indeed. Cleave the Helldrake! Crush the beast!
Free as an angel of death. Follow the saint's direction. Purge the altar. St. Lankai. Reveal your sigils of ruse.
The Helldrake is once again in purpose. Incoming Helldrake attack! Saint Lankai.
Now we must survive. Do as the machine spirit instructed. Engage the foul shrine. That worked, I think. The Helldrake lashes out at us.
Focus on the beast!
Its foul shell absorbs our firepower as if it was sustenance.
Locate the illuminated symbol. Fail virus!
Follow the saint's directive and purge the altar. Let us hope the saint's relics work. The saint's symbols harmonize. Take cover, brothers! The Helldrake's resilience is shattered!
Must be cast down.
Ordnance and minutes!
See, let us unleash Saint Lankai's wrath upon this war.
Evade its desperate barrage! Follow the saints now, we wait for the Emperor's wrath.
Mark this position.
The Helldrake makes war against us!
That altar must be cast down.
Jump pack refuel! Fire! War gear requisitioned.
dark times the light of the Imperium radiates.
Follow the Saint's directive and purge the altar.
We must beseech the Saints' aid, brothers.
The sigil's alive.
The Helldrake lashes out at us.
Now we wait for the Emperor's wrath.
The relics of Saint Lankai have rendered the Helldrake vulnerable. Do as the machine spirit instructed. Engage the foul
I am
strike.
chagrined by this impervious Helldrake. The match evade its desperate barrel. Follow the Saint's directive. Purge the altar.
Match made to the Helldrake's sacred.
Smite the abominations, brothers!
Follow the Saints' directive and purge the altar. I see the beacon has collapsed. Excellent work, squad.